Okay, so I'm going to talk about the World War first and its influence in the U.S. South literature and Europe literature. So it is a fact that the World War first influenced in many aspects to U.S. South and Europe. For example, in politics, economy, society, ideology aspects. And all those aspects were reflected in the literature. Yeah. So let's put it in context. Before the World War First, the U.S. South depended on cotton production. Yeah, the economy depended on cotton production. But when the war started, the U.S. South noticed that the South uh, had the ideal environment to cultivate raw materials. Yeah, and that maybe they could find a labor force cheaper than in the North. For the reason that was common to live in this price cheaper and concentrated in labor. The phrase was invented by Lego. Yeah. So yeah, they need those raw materials, of course, for the war, um, and the labor force too to work in the armament and other uh, things uh, to the war. Okay, so the Noor started investing in the South, in the U.S. South. So they make out machines, factories, means of transportation, railroads, street avenues, and the agriculture started to be mechanized. Yeah, to be mechanized. So that was the way that the industrialization revolution that had started in other part of the world. So now it started to pour part in the daily lives of people from the south. So of course, when those facilities um, were built in the US South, people from other part of the country, the USA, and other part of the world started to to establish, to stay in the US South, to come to US South. So it was built or it was started to form cities, yeah, small cities, like for example Atlanta, Charlotte, Houston, New Orleans. So, and of course, everybody started to express their opinions about those changes. So, for example, intellectual leaders, business leaders, political leaders, sociologists, people started to say their point of view about that kind of modernism which occur in US South. For example, some sociologists said in that it was going to affect the relations. For example, the labor relations, relations, even the family relations, and spiritual relations. But on the other hand, writers uh, such as Dewey Granat say that it was a great opportunity for reform in the South. They mentioned that in his book, Southern Progressivism, The Reconciliation of Progress. Okay, that was expressed not only in the literature, uh, but also in the art. Those thoughts about modern US South. Okay, and in addition, it was an opportunity to new voices were here, yeah. For example, African American soldiers and female soldiers, yeah, who had been marginalized for many years, yeah. So, for example, in the case of famous soldier, they started to write with more liberal ideas. Yeah, that was the case of Frances Newman, that in her book, The Hard-Boiled Virgin, she wrote about the modern sexuality and modernist and literary experimentation. Yeah. So excuse me, she was one of the women who established the new role of the woman. And likewise, African American author expressed his their ideas about the war. They support the war, and even not only the African American authors, but also white American authors expressed that they did agree with the war. Actually, they did the war as opportunity to be an ideological conversion. Yeah, they had an ideological conversion to uh, to pass from traditionalism to modernism in USSR. However, older citizenship mentioned or said other opinions. Yeah, some of them was uh, the World War First in a romantic sense. For example, that was the case of William Alexander Percy in his autobiography uh, called Lantern on the Left. Um, they continue supporting the idea to maintain traditionalism in the South, in the USSR. Yeah, but of course, the modernism implements the lifestyle of US South in a cultural, social, ideological sense or aspect. For example, the communist, the psychoanalysis, the new philosophies, uh, the new moral started to be part of the town of people from the south. Yeah, and other consequence, um, it was that the U.S. Southern, they didn't have a good relation with the U.S. North, but after the war, during and after the war, the relation improved. So the U.S. South, um, that was very apart from other countries, from the North, yeah, from the U.S. North too, it started to be more related, and people started to be proud of belonging to the U.S. South. When the writers started to be recognized around the world uh, by for this war, for this book that which talk about the different topics about industrialization, liberalism, moral, and so on. So they started to improve of being a just scouts America, yeah. So it was a positive aspect too. On the other side, the literature in Europe during the World War First, it was uh, different. In of course, they wrote about the World War First. Um, they used the poetry style. Actually, during the war was created the book First World War Memories, that was a collection of different authors talk about the war. Some of those authors were Thomas Hardy, Rudyard Kipling, and Charlotte Margaret Osgood, um, who through the books, they expose their thoughts, yeah, and um their sadness about the warfare. So the Europe literature was was more sentimentalist than in USS South. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.